Your heart pounds. A sudden, crushing pressure grips your chest like an iron vise, and each breath feels like you're inhaling shards of glass. In the blink of an eye, the world tilts, colors blur, and you're staring at the cold, hard floor, alone. No one's there to call for help. No paramedics rushing in, just you and a ticking clock. Imagine this. You wake up with a strange heaviness, almost like exhaustion from running a marathon you never signed up for. You shrug it off, thinking it's just stress. But moments later, a shockwave of pain radiates down your left arm, your neck feels like it's being strangled, and cold sweat drenches your shirt. Panic surges, but you force yourself to stay calm. You know that panic kills more than the heart attack itself. In this life or death moment, every second counts. Every decision can mean the difference between seeing another sunrise or fading into darkness. The reality is harsh. Half of all heart attacks strike without warning, and many victims are alone when it happens. You might be at home, at work, or even on your morning jog. You need a battle plan, a series of decisive, scientifically backed steps to hold off the storm, to buy precious minutes until help arrives, or you can drag yourself to safety. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share 5 crucial, life-saving tips that could be your lifeline if you ever find yourself alone with a heart attack. These aren't vague suggestions or feel-good cliches. They're practical, step-by-step actions rooted in medical science and real survivor stories. You'll learn how to recognize the earliest warning signs, how to stabilize yourself physically and mentally, and exactly what moves to make when every second counts. Stay with me. Because when the unthinkable happens, you want to be armed with knowledge, not fear. You want to act with purpose, not panic. And above all, you want to live to tell the tale. Number 1, recognize the silent signs of a heart attack. Don't wait for the obvious. Too many people assume heart attacks always start with a dramatic, chest-clutching collapse. But in reality, up to 50% of victims experience subtle symptoms first. Jaw pain, a sudden wave of nausea, or unexplained fatigue, warnings your body sends well before the crisis peak. This is your biological early warning system, and if you ignore it, you give yourself no chance to fight back. First, learn the psychology of denial. Our brains instinctively downplay discomfort, treating real danger like a minor inconvenience. You might tell yourself, it's just indigestion, or I'm just tired. But chest tightness combined with any of these odd signs, shortness of breath at rest, sweating without exertion, or a strange sense of doom, demands immediate action. Grab a notebook or open your notes app and jot down exactly what you feel. Location of pain, intensity, accompanying sensations. Documenting helps you confirm the pattern and decide rationally, rather than emotionally. Next, use the Think-Act technique. Pause for 5 seconds. Label each symptom: sharp pain, cold sweat, lightheaded. Then choose your next step deliberately. If you hesitate, panic sets in, flooding your brain with cortisol, which can worsen heart damage. Stay calm by focusing on one detail, like counting your breaths or repeating a simple mantra: calm, clear, act. Finally, set a mental red line. The moment discomfort persists beyond 2 minutes, you must move to your next life-saving tip. Don't wait until it's blinding pain. Remember, early detection is your best shot at survival. Number 2, activate the 911 proof breathing. Control panic, control damage. Panic is your worst enemy. When fear skyrockets, your heart pounds faster, oxygen demand spikes, and you risk turning a manageable heart attack into a catastrophic failure. You need to hijack that fear response immediately. Use the 4-7-8 breathing method. Inhale quietly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Then exhale forcefully through your mouth for 8 seconds. This simple ritual floods your body with oxygen while sending a powerful signal to your vagus nerve to dial back your heart rate. Practice this now. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Simultaneously, apply box breathing mentally. Visualize drawing a square in your mind. moving one side with each breath phase. This focused imagery distracts you from pain and cements your control. In a crisis, aim for 6 cycles of 4-7-8 breathing within the first minute. You'll notice your pulse slowing, your head clearing, and a surge of confidence. This isn't just psychological trickery, it's grounded in neuroscience. Controlled breathing shifts your autonomic nervous system from fight or flight to rest and digest, reducing strain on your heart. Most importantly, practice daily. When you know this method by heart, activating it under duress becomes second nature, giving you precious seconds of calm in the storm. Number 3, deploy the clenched fist self-CPR, a last resort lifeline. If you're alone and your heart rhythm dangerously falters, immediate chest compressions can be a game changer. You don't need training, just grit and precise technique. Lie flat on your back, make a fist with one hand, and place the heel of your other hand on top, centered on your chest, right above where your ribs meet. Lock your elbows and position your shoulders directly above your hands. Your body weight will do the work. Press down hard and fast, compressing at least 2 inches into your chest at a rate of 100 to 120 compressions per minute. Think of the beat of Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. After every 30 compressions, pause just long enough to let your chest recoil fully, then resume immediately. Why this method? In medical emergencies, maintaining blood flow with manual chest compressions can keep your brain alive until help arrives or your heart stabilizes. Even if you feel weakness in your arms, push on. If needed, switch hand positions or alternate with leaning your body weight forward to maintain strength. Remember, 150 compressions per minute might feel unnatural, but it's the threshold for keeping oxygenated blood pumping. Keep count with a mental metronome or repeat a short phrase like push, release. Finally, alternate this self-CPR with your breathing technique. Every 2 minutes, return to 4 to 7 to 8 breaths to manage panic and oxygen levels. Number 4, harness the power of aspirin, your DIY blood thinner. Time and again, emergency responders swear by one over-the-counter hero, aspirin. If taken quickly, it can slow clot formation, giving blood more time to flow past the blockage in your coronary arteries. At the first true red flag symptom, crushing chest pain that radiates down your left arm, reach for a non-coated chewable aspirin tablet, 300 milligrams if available. Chewing accelerates absorption in your bloodstream compared to swallowing whole pills. But before you chew, confirm no allergies or bleeding disorders. If you're unsure, skip to the next tip. But if you can take it, do it immediately. The molecular action? Aspirin inhibits platelet aggregation, reducing the size and strength of clots blocking your arteries. Think of it as a chemical crowbar, prying open a tiny passage for life-saving blood. Once chewed, wash it down with water. No coffee, no juice. And don't wait. Every minute delay decreases your survival odds. Use a timer on your phone. At 2-minute intervals, remind yourself to stay hydrated and monitor your breathing. Psychologically, taking aspirin is empowering. You're actively fighting back. That spark of agency can calm your mind, strengthen your resolve, and slow the downward spiral. Number 5, execute the move and mobilize exit strategy. Don't stay put. Once you've recognized symptoms, controlled panic, delivered self-CPR if needed, and chewed aspirin, the clock is still ticking. Now it's time to mobilize, literally. If you're at home, drag yourself to a wall and slowly stand, bracing one hand on the surface. Walk at a deliberate, measured pace toward the door. No running, no sudden turns. Each step pumps your leg muscles, aiding venous return to your heart. Simultaneously, your mind focuses on the mission. Reach a neighbor's house, your car, or a phone, any lifeline. If you're outside, such as on a run or at work, call emergency services before you start moving. Dial 911 or local equivalent. Speak calmly and leave the line open. It allows dispatchers to trace your location. Then follow your caller instructions. Lie down if they tell you, or proceed to a safe spot. Should you collapse again, resume self-CPR immediately and hope a bystander or paramedic arrives. Above all, never underestimate the will to survive. The simple act of moving, even step by step, signals to your brain, I am not giving up. That primal drive mobilizes hormones and adrenaline reserves that can briefly sustain you past the critical window. Conclusion. You've just learned 5 battle-tested, scientifically backed strategies to fight for your life when a heart attack strikes, and you're alone. First, you discovered how to recognize the silent signs, training your mind to pierce through denial and label every throb, ache, and sweat. Then you mastered the 4-7-8 breathing technique, taming panic and rewiring your nervous system for focused action. You learned how to deliver self-CPR with clenched fists, sustaining blood flow when your heart falters. You armed yourself with aspirin, the humble over-the-counter hero that fights clot formation. And finally, you implemented the move and mobilize exit strategy, turning each deliberate step into a vote for survival. These aren't just tips. They're your personal playbook for the most critical moments of your life. Heart attacks don't announce themselves politely, they ambush. But armed with these 5 steps, You reclaim control, transforming chaos into calculated action. You shift from victim to warrior, from helpless to heroic. Remember, knowledge without action is wasted breath. Practice these techniques, commit them to memory, share them with your loved ones. Because one day you, or someone you care about, might face a solitary battle against a failing heart. When that day comes, hesitation can kill. But with this guide, you choose to fight. If you found this video valuable, hit subscribe for more life-saving content. Share this with friends and family, because saving one life could lead to saving many more. Comment below with your thoughts, questions, or experiences. Let's build a community that refuses to surrender to heart disease. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, and never forget, when every second counts, these 5 steps can mean the difference between a final breath and a new dawn. Thank you for watching. Now go live fully.